Nothing makes information stand out like a little bit of color. And Excel has a tool that automatically helps you out with that. It's called conditional formatting. Now, conditional formatting is somewhat self-explanatory. It's a tool that applies formatting to your data depending on the conditional rules that you lay out. It can be used in a number of ways, including visualizing your data and checking for specific information. You can generate rules for the following factors. Is something empty or not empty? Does text contain or not contain something? Does text start with or end with something? Is it exactly equal to something? You can work with dates too. If a date is it before? Is it after something else? Is a value greater than or equal to, less than or equal to? Is it equal to or not equal to? And does a value fall between or not between other values? There are a whole bunch of factors that you can use. And in this video, we're going to use the traffic data from Google Analytics to demonstrate this. So I've prepared a pivot table, and I want to eventually only look at the top 15 countries. I'm not going to use the row labels now. I want to show you a nice trick that would further enhance your data, and that is conditional formatting. Now, what conditional formatting does is it will highlight top values. It'll highlight differences. Right? So let's look at 3 examples. On the variance column, for example, if I select that, I go to the Home tab, Conditional Formatting, and I can use an icon set to show whether my variance has increased or decreased. There's all different shapes that you can use. Let's use the arrows. If I look at my data, it doesn't seem to quite behave like I think it should. Minus 50%. Oh, that's definitely a decrease, but 12% is an increase, and 100% should not be a stay in value. So let's see if we can change this rule a little bit. If I select the data again, right, we go back to conditional formatting, and the bottom option is manage rules. I can click on the rule I just implemented, and it implemented on the default value. If we click on edit rule, we can see what's going on here. So indeed, it has the icon set, but when the value is greater than or equal to 67%. So the top third is green, the middle third is yellow, and the bottom third is red. That's not what we want. I want the green arrows to show me all increases. So we need to do a little trick here. I'm going to use 0.01, not percent, but a number. Now, when it's between 0.01 and 0, which is also a number, I just want it to show me the yellow arrow, and then the red when it's smaller than 0. This will give me what I want. So now that we have these set, let's hit OK. And then you can click Apply before we exit this screen and see if it works. And it does. Yes, there are 2 0% with yellow arrows, reds with negatives, green with positive, so that seems to be working. Great. So let's hit OK. Now, as these numbers update, your conditional formatting will change. Now let's look at 2 more, and then I'll show you how the whole thing looks a little bit compressed. There are 2 other options we can use in a normal column like this. For example, we can use the data bars. So if I choose one with a gradient fill, you'll see that these data bars appear in the column. The bigger the data bar, the bigger the value. So let's look around 3018. That's a pretty big value there. Right? So let's go up to the top, select the top value, shift, and then down until we've selected the whole column. Now we go back up to conditional formatting. We can choose top bottom rules, and I can choose the top 10 items. Let's say I don't want the top 10, I want the top 3 items, and I want the top 3 to be displayed in green text with a green fill. So we hit OK, and here's one of the top values here, the United States. But you know, this list is kind of big. There's a lot of countries. Maybe I just want to make this a little bit smaller. So on the row labels, we can go down to Value Filters and choose the top 10 there. Maybe I want to look at the top 15 countries. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that's nice. That's much better. See, now I can hide my row label and column label inside the pivot table on the pivot table Analyze tab. I can just click field headers, make that disappear. That looks a lot better. And there's my data bars. And there's my top 3 countries in green and all my increases and decreases. The nice thing about conditional formatting is as you change your slicer, you can see that the data changes and so does the conditional formatting. So you can use conditional formatting to visualize month-over-month marketing statistics, highlight link building opportunities by difficulty, color code content calendars, and so much more. Ready to learn more about Microsoft Excel? Then check out the full course on GoSkills.com. Click the link in the description.